If you have spent any time in Web3, you've definitely heard of smart contracts. In this video, we will learn what they are, how they work, and get an overall picture from an end user's perspective. We will explore Etherscan, look at a live contract, and keep it practical. You don't need any deep dive knowledge for this. Okay, so let's start with a quick definition. A smart contract is code stored at an address on the blockchain that runs automatically when someone calls it. It has its own storage, it can hold funds, and every time it executes, it runs the same way for everyone. No middleman, no one can change the outcome. Think of it like a vending machine. You put in the input, you get the output, every single time, exactly as programmed. Alright, let's get into it. We are on Etherscan right now. As you know, it's Ethereum's block explorer, and here we can see all the transactions and everything on chain that's happening on Ethereum mainnet. We will look at USDC's contract, one of the most used contracts on Ethereum. Now, from a user's POV, USDC is just a stablecoin you send around. But there's an actual contract sitting here doing all the work every time you transfer, approve, or interact with it in any way. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Here we can see the token details, its contract address, when it was deployed and by whom. We can see it is holding a good amount of money as well, and as we said earlier, it can hold funds, though these funds are more like a graveyard for mistaken transfers. We might cover this idea in another video. We are going to click on the contract tab right here. And now we can see a few options. Code, read contract, and write contract. The code part contains the code behind the contract. It is usually written in Solidity. We are going to skip this code section because honestly, that is a rabbit hole for another video. What we care about right now is read and write. These are the two things you as a user will actually interact with. Let's click on read as proxy first. Here, we can see a list of functions right here. These are all the things you can ask this contract without paying any gas. It is completely free to read. So, for example, if we click on balance of and paste any wallet address and hit query, it returns the USDC balance of that wallet directly from the contract, or we can check if any address is blacklisted by querying this is blacklisted function. We can also see things like total supply, which tells us how much USDC exists in total right now, the name of the token, the symbol, decimals, all of it queryable for free right here. Now let's look at write as proxy tab. This is where things actually happen on chain. These are the functions that change state, meaning they modify something. Transfer, approve, mint, burn. When you click any of these, you will notice Etherscan asks you to connect a wallet first. That is because writing to a contract requires a transaction, and transactions cost gas and need a signature from your wallet. So as a user, every time you approve a token on Uniswap or send USDC to someone, you are literally calling one of these write functions under the hood. Let's take a look at another NFT contract. Here in the read tab, you can read various info about the NFT collection, such as the max supply, the balance of any user, whether any user has minted or not, or who owns an NFT of a particular ID. In the write tab, you can call the mint function directly and mint the NFT without ever visiting OpenSea or the minting site, though you'll need the necessary minting parameters such as an ID for this case. Now one last thing, this is something you will notice on the USDC's contract page. It says this contract is a proxy. And we have been clicking read as proxy and write as proxy this whole time. So, what does that actually mean? Simply put, USDC is built on top of another contract. The proxy is what you interact with, it holds all the balances and the data. But the actual logic, the rules of how USDC works, lives in a separate parent contract underneath it. When you call USDC, it goes through the proxy and pulls the logic from that parent contract to execute. This pattern exists so that the team can upgrade the logic in the future without changing the address everyone is already using. And that is really it. We opened a real contract, explored what you can read for free, understood what happens when you write to it, and got a basic idea of what a proxy contract means. Next time you interact with any protocol, you will know exactly what is happening behind that button. See you in the next one.